Well, my sisters and brothers in Christ, we continue with hitting those pillars. We started with prayer just the other day, and now we're going to fasting. As I always say, fasting makes me hungry, right? If you think about that old way, most people think about the fasting. For us as Catholic Christians, it's the expectation on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday that we go into that full fast, one small meal, that's about it. You know, fasting has kind of made this big push in the recent past. We look at like the nutritionists and the health folks that are out there. They'll do fasting, like intermittent fasting, and they'll do other things, and they do that for their own health. Like they're trying to lose a couple of pounds, that kind of thing. That's certainly okay, but it's been in our tradition, and more importantly, for the tradition before us and our Jewish sisters and brothers, the beauty of just cutting back some of those things and relying a little bit more on God. And when we fast, specifically from food, you know, there's that little bit of a hunger pain in the middle of the day, and we're saying, like, I'm offering that up, I'm sacrificing that in gratitude for Jesus and the sacrifice on the cross. But we've also seen in the recent past that there are other things that we can fast from. I think some people get caught up in these carnal struggles, and that might be not just things like sugar and food, but we get caught up with social media. Constantly getting caught up with, like, am I looking at my feed? Who's out there? Who's liking things? And people have put that down for a time, in some cases like the weekend or during the week or certain times during the day, especially at night, to say, I'm going to have family time. I'm going to fast from the screens, no Netflix, no social media, so I can engage with my family and God with a little bit of prayer. People go fasting from things like gossip or negative talk, maybe using foul language or cursing. Like, these are ways that we can enter into the fast, not just the Ash Wednesday and Good Friday fasting from food, but fasting for some of those things that separate us from one another in our sinfulness, but also separating us from God. So that second pillar is fasting. We encourage you as we move into this later part of Lent to enter into it. If you're like, oh, Father Joe, I haven't had a chance to do it, well, start today. Start with fasting from some of that negativity, some of the gossip, some of those things that can tear people down in order to lift them up and connect more with God.